Ukrainian Navy announces new Black Sea corridors. A sense of trepidation lingered over the Black Sea as the Ukrainian Navy announced new temporary corridors for civilian shipping. This shift came in the wake of Russia's withdrawal from the Grain Initiative, an agreement that had once regulated maritime routes. The Ukrainian Navy's order declared these routes, but it was shadowed by a forewarning. The military threat and mine danger from the Russian Federation remains along all routes. The message was as clear as the waters were murky. The harbours of Odessa lay silent, their vibrant trade life crippled, with the last grain ship having left its berth on July 16th. Despite the new corridors, skepticism remained about their impact, especially given the reluctance of merchant shipping to travel beyond the Danube ports in the western Black Sea. These new routes were a tentative step, primarily to allow trapped civilian vessels to leave the Ukrainian ports since the beginning of Russia's full-scale invasion. Yet they also symbolized a larger struggle, a navigation through a sea of geopolitical tensions and military threats. It's mid-afternoon in Kupyansk. Here's what you need to know. The city of Kupyansk in the Kharkov region of Ukraine stood at the center of a storm. Russian forces advanced once again on the city, previously liberated by Ukraine in a lightning offensive last September. The drumming of shelling filled the air as a mandatory evacuation was ordered by Ukrainian authorities. Elsewhere, Poland's eastern border bristled with increased military presence, with plans to move around 10,000 troops in response to mounting tensions with Belarus. It was a region in flux, caught in the crossfire of accusations and military posturing. The aftermath of the previous day's explosion at the industrial plant in Sergiev Pozad, Russia, continued to unfold, with at least 60 people injured and the technical director of Pyroros company detained. Above the lands and seas, drones became instruments of warfare, with Russia claiming to have foiled Ukrainian attacks and destroyed several drones near Crimea and Moscow. And as the day turned into night, a massive Russian drone attack decimated an oil depot in Ukraine's western Rivne region, with plumes of smoke standing as grim sentinels of destruction. The mid-afternoon in Kupyansk was not just a moment in time, but a microcosm of a region in turmoil where every decision, every explosion, and every move on the battlefield reverberated through the lives of countless people. Ukrainian authorities order mandatory evacuation for Kupyansk city and surrounding area. The distant echoes of artillery fire were the grim heralds of a new reality for the people of Kupyansk city and its surrounding areas in the Kharkiv region. A mandatory evacuation order was issued by local authorities, driven by intense Russian shelling. Once liberated in a bold Ukrainian offensive, Kupyansk now found itself once again in the crosshairs of Russian forces. The threat extended to the settlement of Zayoskaya on the east bank of the Oskil River, and even further to settlements north and east of the city where civilians still clung to their homes. The order was stark, a reflection of the relentless shelling and the deteriorating security situation. It was a decision born of necessity, yet one that weighed heavily on the hearts of those who must leave behind their homes and memories. In the shadow of battle, as Russian forces intensified their attempts to break through Ukrainian lines and increase their airstrikes, the people of Kupyansk faced a journey fraught with uncertainty and danger. They were a community uprooted, driven by the winds of war, searching for safety in a world that seemed to have lost its moorings.